Yes. The accounting generally for public money? Yes. Now, whoever being an officer, employee, or agent of the United States or of any department or agency thereof, yes. Having received public money which he is not authorized to retain as salary, pay, or emolument, fails to render his accounts for the same as provided by law, is guilty of embezzlement and shall be fined under the title or the in a sum equal to the amount of the money embezzled, whichever is greater. Yeah. Or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. But if the amount embezzlement does not exceed $1,000, he shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. Yes. Now, there seems to be some problem with doing what the law says. Yes. And this Title 18, these are federal crimes? Yeah. Where I gave you the evidence of fraud and forgery. Yeah. Child abduction. Kidnapping. And you said, well, we just cannot enforce the actual laws of the United States. Now, counterfeiting purposes? Yes. Why don't you get me all the stamps? Pooch. Every envelope? Yes. I'd just like to know of all the money that the United States Postal Service has received that happens to be public money. Yes. For what is known as the Stamp Act. Yes. See, the stamp is an actual tax. You cannot send in the mail any piece of mail, yes, without paying tax on it, yes, known as a stamp. Poop! I think somebody decided to counterfeit a large amount of stamps, yes. Mm. Now, this counterfeiting, yes, where you had to pay your top secret family to do what you were doing, yes. There's a big problem with this because it's just see it says any tool, implement or printing or in making some other tool or implement used or fitted to be used in stamping or printing any kind of description of bond, bill, note, certificate, coupon, postage stamp, revenue stamp, or fractional currency note or other paper instrument, obligation, device, or document authorized by law to be printed, stamped, sealed, prepared, issued, uttered, or put in circulation on behalf of the United States. Now, I'm just going to need to know all the counterfeited stamps. Yes. Documents. Oops. Bonds. Oops. Stocks. Now, you've been paying to play Top Secret Family. Oh, and to be able to do that, you've been counterfeiting. Now, my thought is, yes, when you use forgery and fraud to issue court orders, right? So as to give custody of my sons to my wife, right? So they can be in the wrong grades for the last 7 years and 8 months. Yes. And you have to cover up everything you do so that nobody knows about it. There are certain ways that you could, well, enrich yourselves. Yes. Let's say you decided to counterfeit postage stamps. Pooh. Stock certificates? Yes. Bonds, ooch, bills, notes, coupons, pooh, fractional currency notes or other paper instrument or obligations of the United States of America. Now, when we go through the post offices, yes, where do they print those stamps at? Pooh, pooh. You've been counterfeiting United States forms of currency. Yeah. Now, I do want to know the last 50 years of employees in every post office of the United States. I want to know the actual leasing agreements of every postal location. Yes, it does. I want to know where you've been buying these little post office trucks that you drive around to deliver the mail. Yes, it does. And I wanted to know the actual finances of the United States Postal Service. See, I will sue each oath of office in the post office, all 440 fucking thousand of them, for having any knowledge of the fraud, yes, of issuing fraudulent dissolutions of marriage, yes, the fraud of issuing two reference numbers from the state of fucking Washington right now. And as much as you say, well, we just can't do without them, somebody has to deliver the mail. We've had this I can't do attitude in the United States of America. I can't enforce the laws because I'd have to arrest my own family. Yes, I can't file my taxes because I have to file for an exemption. Ouch! I can't do what the law says because I just can't do it. Now, this I can't do attitude, yes, we're going to have to do the I can do attitude. Yes, I can. Because I want you to do what the law says right now. Because